Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. It's been a while. Been busy, been out of town, been working. You know the deal. Anyways, the intro, you can see, yes, once again, it is snowing in Wisconsin. Surprise, surprise. I'm looking at hopefully 2, maybe 3 more weeks of this crap, and then we'll finally get some spring. But last week we got a ton of rain, and then it's froze, and then it snowed all over it. So yeah, it's a slippery mess here right now. Anyways, so the intro, the big factory that you see is actually Cargill, a malting factory in my local town. So I just thought that was kind of cool. But anyways, I got a lot to talk about since I haven't done this in a while. What have I been doing? Well, I was on a trip. I went to San Francisco. The electric brewery is unofficially running, and I did my first batch on it, and yeah, whatever else I can get to. So I'm going to try not to make this too long, but of course, you know, that always turns into a long-ass conversation. So without further ado, when I was in San Francisco, I was there for an Oracle maintenance summit, and the last night I decided to venture out and try a brewery pub that they talk about on the Brewing Network all the time, the 21st Amendment, and I took a walk there from the hotel, which was a good hoof, but burned off the calories that I ended up pouring back down my throat. So the beers were really cool. They had a lot of big beers. You know, here in Wisconsin, it's you pretty much drink until, you know, we have horrible statistics with DUIs and drunk drivers and stuff, but it was interesting because it takes a lot to get cut off. And when I was at the 21st Amendment, they actually have a limit that you can only have 3 big beers per sitting. And after that, then that's it. And then after your first big beer, so you order, I don't know, Russian Imperial Stout or something like that, they'll serve a glass of water along with that so that you can, you know, rehydrate. I thought that was quite interesting. I was talking to the bartender about that and saying, wow, you know, from Wisconsin, that's that's something that's quite different because, you know, usually here it's just pound it down. So without further ado, let's check out some footage from my San Francisco trip and 21st Amendment. One night I took a walk down the pier, and there you can see the port of San Francisco and the Bay Bridge and all the lights. It is pretty cool walking around. There's some pretty cool stuff there at night. Yeah, the weather there was great. It was 50s all week. It rained the last day I was there. Couldn't ask for better weather. And then I come back here, we land, and we're stuck on the runway for, it seemed like ever, because they had to plow out a spot for our plane, and then after that, the gate actually got stuck. So we're stuck on the plane because they couldn't move the gate because of all the damn snow. So, quick electric brewery update. It is operational. I still have to do a lot of fine-tuning and whatnot, but the elements in the kettles, they work, they heat, the PIDs work. You know, there's some little tweaking I got to do yet. I did do the calibration run, and just to calibrate my thermocouples, and I'll let you take a quick look at that right now. Alright, so after much troubleshooting, I was having problems with my elements. So you can see it'll be bright when it's calling for heat. It'll be dimmer when it's sitting good. So if I turn this up one, now it's going to call for heat, and then this will go on bright. So I got that figured out. Both my work pump receptacles work yet, so that was never an issue. My other issue here was with my timer. So you can see I got my timer set for 10 seconds. Before, I'd hit the reset button and the alarm light would go on. That's not what I want. So I found out that there was a setting in here that I had to set, and I'll go to it quick. This is the Alber JSL 71, I believe. So I had to go to output, and I had to change the actual output, and now it works. So what we would do is I'll turn my alarm on once this gets done resetting here. So I got 10 seconds, so I'll hit the reset button. So it starts counting down. My light's not on this time. 5, 4, 3, 2. It works. Finally. So everything is now working. I did do a little modification, and I still got to work on, I got to get this plugged up yet. But I actually used the network cables to plug in my elements, and as you can see, they work great. So, alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start the auto tuning. For my right, I got to change this to 2. And it's about 10 degrees from my target temperature. Go tuning the boils kettle at 200 degrees now, shooting for 210. So once that was done, then I got the itch. Well, I knew I needed to get my dry stout in because I was hoping I could still get it in time for St. Patrick's Day, which would give me 4 weeks. So if I do 2 and 2, then I could force carb it and have it on tap for St. Patrick's Day. So my dry Irish stout basically was a kind of a melted recipe between where did I get it from? Brewing Network, Jamil's book, and I think Northern Brewer or something like that. But basically I just took a recipe, combined some stuff, and had some ups and downs. I got some things I got to work on before I brew my Rogan beer tomorrow. But check out the brew day, a little bit of brew day footage for you. I'm not going to make a whole brew testing video on this because I was more focused on trying to run the brewery than actually trying to shoot the video on this one. And the video was shot with my iPad, the same as right now, so it might be a little grainy and whatnot, so or dark. But so check out my dry stout brew day. Alright, for this batch I used some Maris Otter, flaked barley, black barley, roasted barley. Here's just a quick look at the panel. I'm trying to get my strike water up to temp. You can see I'm at 131. Here's just a quick look at my first runnings coming out of my my mash tun. You can see it's got a nice dark black color. I don't remember what my actual readings were on the first runnings, but I think my starting gravity was somewhere along the lines of 1.044 to 46, somewhere in there. Alright, so now you can see I got my boil kettle going pretty close to boil 207 on the panel, and I have it at 80% output right now. You can see it's starting to froth up and looking good. Started with about 6.5 to 7 gallons. Here's just a quick look at my spent grains. Still sparging off just a little bit that's left in there. So we're up to boil now. You can see a nice vigorous boil. And then this time I'm going to add 2 ounces of Kent Goldings. That's my only hop addition for this beer. Now I'm just going to kind of teabag my strainer and make sure I don't lose any of the hop goodness. So for this first batch, you'll notice that I didn't use my pump or my plate chiller. I was just kind of more trying to get the process of using the elements down, and I'll add the pump and the plate chiller and down the road. The yeast I used was the Irish Ale by White Labs. You can see this is 24 hours. I got some good fermentation going. Fermenting a little hot, based on what I was reading and what they said on Can You Brew It. So you can see fermenting good. I'll leave it in here for about 10 days and switch it over to secondary for another 2 weeks. Hopefully having it in time for St. Patrick's Day. Cheers. So I'm really excited for that. I have the nitro tap that I need to get installed yet, so I got a month, but don't want to procrastinate on that, so I'm waiting until the last minute and installing my tap. So the only problem I had is I went to my local gas company that I get all my CO2 from. I got a nitrogen tank, but not really before I did the research, and I need a beer gas tank, and I went to them, and it was going to cost a god-awful amounts of money to get a beer gas tank actually done for me. So I don't know what I'm doing with that. I guess they were talking about mixers, but then the mixers are kind of expensive, so I don't know if I can just like start with CO2 and kind of carb it up a little bit and then switch over to nitrogen and then run it on pure nitrogen. So I don't know. I got to do some more research on that before I actually tap my stout. And then I'm not sure because if it's good, maybe I'd like to enter it into the local competition here in June. So then I'm not sure. I got my beer gun, so I'm not sure if I should use CO2 or if I should use nitrogen to actually bottle that. I'm guessing more CO2 to try to preserve it and then keep the, I don't know. So I'm thinking CO2 when I actually bottle it with the beer gun, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, because if you guys have nitrogen and CO2, how you would use the beer gun if you have done that before. I'm not sure, but anyways, moving on. Excited because I was actually on Uvu with my brother, and when he was home for Christmas, I hooked him up with a starter kit and pretty much everything he needs to go and make beer. So we went down to Northern Brewery. He picked up an Irish Red kit, a partial kit, and got an Uvu with him and helped him walk it through. He called me up and he's like, "Hey, I don't have a wort chiller, or I don't have really any ice or anything, and but he's got snow." So we kind of went with the whole put the lid on and stick it in the snowbank for a little bit, and that ended up working. But did a Uvu with him while he was making it, and I'll show you a little bit of footage on that too. I don't know if the audio is going to come through, but here's a quick snippet of the brew day with my brother. So at this point, we'd steeped the grains, added the liquid malt extract, and this is his first hop addition, so he's pretty impressed by the smell of the hops, and he put it in a bag to try to help keep some of the sediment out. And then he was telling me about this 12 Dogs of Christmas ale, which I think I did in my last Homebrew Wednesday. He sent me some samples. Alright, so finally, what's on the horizon? Well, my last Homebrew Wednesday video, I was talking about that I did a brown ale, the Caribou Slobber from Northern Brewer, and the kitchen sink beer with the leftover earnings. Well, I don't know how I messed it up, but there's like no flavor. Or there was flavor, but it wasn't. It was just really weak. And so I ended up, instead of dumping the entire Caribou Slobber batch, that kitchen sink beer that I made was like a half gallon, or I mean a half batch, and so I ended up dumping or mixing the two. So I dumped a little half of my Caribou Slobber with half the kitchen sink beer because it was really hoppy. So I kind of mixed the two, and it's on CO2 right now. I have no idea. The hops that I used is almost floral flavors. Is what I'm getting off the hops, and I'm not sure if that's going to work out. So that might be a dumper. I also did a Belgian Golden Ale, and after I was transferring it to my fermenter, I noticed I was using liquid candy sugar, and after I transferred it, I noticed that there's some black scalding on the bottom of the pan, right where I dumped the sugar in. And I did pull it off the burner when I stirred it in, but it's still burnt, and I had my first glass of that, and it tasted, the Belgian flavors were perfect. It tastes like an amazing beer, but then you get this burnt toast aftertaste, and I don't know if I can live with that. I might be dumping 2 batches down the drain. It's sad. But that'll make room for my upcoming brews. I got, tomorrow I'm making my Rogan beer, and for those of you that actually watched and stayed and watched this video so far, 9 o'clock-ish Central Standard Time, I'll be hopefully starting up and getting ready to brew my my Rogan beer, and if you want, catch me on Uvu. It's just Everty Brew, EVERTYBREW. If you're not hooked up with me, look me up. I'll be I'm not gonna do JTV or anything, but I figured I'm gonna be on my electric system. Still working out bugs, so I mean it's not gonna be a smooth brew day, I'm sure. But if you want to hook up, look me up on Uvu tomorrow, Friday, February 22nd, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Most of you guys I got on, so I'll be online if you guys want to check out my brew day. But yeah, so I'll be doing a Rogan beer, and then I'm hoping pretty quick here I can do a Maibach and actually lager that one, and hopefully get it ready by May, sometime in May, hopefully. But we'll see. Time's running tight. But anyways, guys, happy Homebrew Wednesday. Hopefully this didn't end up being too long, but thanks for checking me out. It was kind of exciting. I was checking my channel this past weekend, and I hit 200 subscribers and 10,000 views, which is pretty cool because, you know, I started this about a year ago and I don't know, I just kind of thought it was a cool concept and wanted to meet some brewers, and a year later, here we are. You know, this community is growing. Brewtubers.com. Haven't been in there lately too much, but Imeladius, if you're watching, shoot me your email. I'll send you the plans. I actually downloaded the full plans, so I'll put it on a website or a file sharing thing, so you can grab that if you want. But anyways, everybody, have a good, healthy weekend. Uvu tomorrow, Friday, February 20th, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Check me out. I'll be on there brewing. So, yeah. Everybody, have a good weekend. We'll talk to you later. Longest outros ever. Alright, peace.